Buenos dias. A wonderful morning to you. This is Dawn of Humanity, as Tim calls me. Anyway, I want to share something amazing this morning. Amazing for me, anyway. I woke up this morning as if there was stereo speakers on both sides of my head saying, trust, absolute trust in the unknown, Dawn, and the unfamiliar and the uncertainty. That's what it is. Thank you. Thanks for that message. You know, one of the ways I get caught up sometimes is like listen to what other people say. Oh, I think this is this, or I think that's that, and whatever. And lots of times what happens is while it's the correct answer for many, because of this journey that I'm on to assist humanity to raise its consciousness from 210 to 777, there's other things that are somewhat different for me. Anyway, it was incredibly clear, and I started thinking about that as I came here this morning to do my video. And it was like, oh my God, this trusting in, like this part of my journey started in July 2013, when everything just, all of a sudden, you know, it's easy to trust when everything's around you that has an external, gives you a false sense of safety and security. Well, those things all started to leave. Actually, it was in June of 2012 when I got a call and a $25 million contract was gone. And it just started from there. That's what happened. It just started from there. And I tell you, it's been a difficult task. It's been a difficult journey, but the only thing that wasn't, that we kept sacred was my health. I've had almost perfect health through the whole process. But loved ones, the material possessions, all of those things, gone. Just gone. And I would hear people say, you know, and I would deal with it on myself, you know, being a victim, or what are you not letting go of, or like all those kind of things that are certainly a standard out there in the industry of personal development. But yet, you know, it's the actual opposite. It's the opposite. It's like that complete trust in nothing. Nothing you can see, nothing I could see, nothing I could feel, or none of that. The seen, the familiar, and the known. Now that's the beautiful thing about the coronavirus. Imagine if the coronavirus was a system used to force us to see how powerful and how divine we are. Imagine that, instead of it being this negative that we're seeing. That, you know, you're going to die from your neighbor, you're going to die from the person on the bus, you're going to die from being at a party, you're going to die from touching somebody's hand, you're going to die from, you know, this and that and the other thing. And it's all about dying and death, and that's what the ego is. The ego is about death and dying. What's wrong and all of that. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. And it's like has people hooked onto the known, the seen, and the familiar, and now it's taken it away. It's like, that's how the ego works. That's exactly how it works. And so imagine using that weapon, the weapon of the coronavirus, as the most divine intervention imaginable, to force us to go inside and to see how powerful we are. I was talking to a beautiful little 13-year-old yesterday that was on my Sunday call, my instant transformation by donation call. There was a 13-year-old there, and I was telling her about. I asked her, like, what did you get out of the conversation, the talk, the session? And she said, how powerful we are. Yes, that's right, we're powerful. And I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of people take my process and find out how powerful they are. I have absolute zero fear of the coronavirus. Zero. Yes, I respect everybody around me and I do the things that, all of that, but I have zero fear. And imagine the coronavirus being your teacher, being your spiritual teacher, to go inside and to find out how absolutely stunningly powerful you are. Now, I came to a different place here today, so you could see this sunrise, and it's not really, you're not able to see it the way I can. The lens is not showing up. But the waves are coming in around me, but I might have to move in the mid of this. But imagine that, because I have seen people. I have seen, oh, and my goodness, you know what? What a gift to see that someone go from that fear-based, playing small, that terrified, I'm going to die, I'm going to get something harmful is going to happen, all of that, to this unbelievable, invincible, powerful being that can instruct things around us to bend to our will. Imagine knowing that. Imagine knowing that, walking around instead of full of fear that you're going to die, full of this powerful invincibility to know how strong you are and how you can do anything. You can do anything. And that's what it was led to me this morning. And oh my goodness, what a relief. Like, you know, because think about me putting together a 125,000 piece puzzle and trying to figure out how every one of them fit. And one of the things that brought me away from the answer lots of times was listening to what other people said it was for me. Because it is not usually that way. And only because of the level and depth of the understanding that I need to have for me to carry this container of the I Am Divinity. So I'm held to a higher standard than anyone that I've met yet. And I'm not saying that bragging, I'm just saying, hey, I can't get away with even a grain of sand that's left out of the Mount Everest. That's just, I've known that for a long time. So imagine you knowing how invincible you are and how powerful you are. And I don't mean the kind of power that you manipulate and control people. Not at all, because that's not power, that's force. So anyway, I am so excited for me, and the clarity, the absolute clarity that I got as soon as I opened my eyes this morning. Actually, the message came to me before I even opened my eyes. That's how it comes. And I'm so grateful for that. And so I trust that this message to you, for you, as it was for me, my sharing of my message was of benefit to you. Keeping in mind, you are invincible. You are. So, once again, for those of you that have heard about it but haven't taken part yet, every Sunday at 11 Mountain Standard Time, a.m., I do an instant I Am Divinity instant transformation by donation. And this Sunday coming, on the last Sunday of the month, February 28th, I'm doing the actual transformation. But you have to have seen at least 2 of the previous ones, and you can get them on my Facebook, or yes, on my link. There's a link there somewhere. and you can go back and look at the ones that I've already done to prepare you for next Sunday the 28th. I encourage you, so you can get rid of all of those fears, every single one of them, not one at a time, not one at a time, but all at once. Because I still see the smile and the eyes lit up of this little 13-year-old yesterday, thinking how powerful she was. So join me every morning around this time. It's not a time thing. It's like, well, what time is the sun coming up? I want you to see the sunrise and this beautiful sunset. I wish you could see it out of instead of out of the lens, out of my eyes. It's spectacular. So have a magnificent day. Thank you for taking your time. I know it's special. I know you could be 1,000 places, but thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. Have a magnificent day. I am Don.